Hey, it's iEmpire. Welcome to the channel. Here with volume 12 of my Nintendo Switch series, I've got 5 games here that you might not have heard about, but want to add to your own collection. So the first game I have here is called The Company Man. And this is an action platformer. And you play as Jim, and Jim works for this company, and he gets demoted. So Jim's pretty pissed off about that, and he decides that he's going to go department by department and take them over till he gets all the way up to the CEO level. So there's departments like marketing, HR, typical departments in a company. So the combat in this game is you're not a homicidal maniac. You fight and fire the employees. So you've got like a keyboard, and you'll see that mail will fly out. And you've got a projectile weapon. So a single shot would be one mail, like a shotgun blast would be reply to all. And then a fully auto is spam mail. Controlling Jim, he can jump, dodge, and dash. He controls really well. As far as the looks of the game, it's got fantastic imaginative environments, level design, and enemy design. The number of enemies in this game is impressive, and it really offers a lot of varied gameplay. It's a simple story, but it offers a good challenge and good gameplay. And if you haven't checked it out, you really should. I looked it up today on Amazon and eBay. It's going for about 40 bucks. It's not rare, but there aren't a ton of copies out there. So if it's something you're interested in, you might want to check it out. But this is a good game, The Company Man. I love games that surprise us with the combination of genres and gameplay that we don't expect. And this game, Killer Frequency, does just that. This is a horror adventure game. And you play as a guy named Forrest, who's a DJ from 1987. And the premise of the game is that there was a killer, and he was once thought dead, but it seems now he's back, and he's taken out the sheriff, and 911 has been disabled. So you're asked to, while doing your DJ duties, to take these 911 calls from victims that are being stalked by this guy. So your duties as a DJ, as you play music, you play commercials, you've got interactions with your assistant Pam, and now you've got these 911 calls coming in. So now that you've got these 911 calls coming in, now you got another element where you need to find clues and information to help these victims and to catch the killer. So you need to explore your environment of the building that the studio's in, and there's a little bit of outside environment that you also explore. So doing all this stuff, it actually kind of creates a tense environment, because these victims are on the phone and you've got to hurry up and find information because they're being stalked in real time. And then you got this whole element of the humor. This doesn't sound like a funny game in what I just said, but between your character, Pam, the callers, there are a lot of humorous situations in this where it has a lot of levity to this tense game. So it does a fantastic job in combining all the things you've got to do with the humor. It has a good amount of replay because it gives you a desire to try to save all the victims that are in this game. So if you haven't checked it out, you really should. I checked this out on Amazon today. It's running like 30 to 40 bucks. Same with eBay. Not a rare game. Again, not a ton of copies either. So check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Forrest, it's the Whistling Man. What the hell? The Whistling Man?
He was a serial killer back in the 50s. Went around in a freaky mask. Killed about a dozen folks in Gallows Creek. No reason for it. No motive. Hit the button. We have a caller.
Hello, caller. You're live on the Scream with me, Forrest Nash. Talk to me, Murphy. What's wrong? Oh, the killer got me, man.
We've got a plan, but we can't agree on who should do what.
You want me to be the tiebreaker?
Exactly. Only it's up on the roof. It's gonna be a hard crime.
Heather's got this. Focus. You got this.
Thank you, Forrest.
Go right. I'm out. Thank you, Forrest.
All right, our next game. Consider this an anime Diablo. That's Silent Hope. Comes in a nice box. You get the game, you get a soundtrack, and you get an art book. Like I said, this is an anime-looking Diablo, which I think is a lot of fun. I enjoyed this quite a bit. The premise is pretty weird. So it's an action RPG like Diablo. It's a weird premise. There's a king, and he decided to take all the words, and nobody can speak. And then after he did it, he jumped down into an abyss, and nobody knows why he did it. So the princess of the kingdom, she cries and cries and cries until she encases herself in a crystal, and there's 7 heroes that respond to her distress call. So as one of the 7 heroes, you're going to pick one, and it's got the typical kind of characters you'd expect in a Diablo-like game. You've got a fighter, rogue, archer, warrior, like a magic. So it offers a lot of different varied gameplay in that way, and the gameplay cycle that you would be in would be like you expect. You pick a character, you go into dungeons and fight, take out the enemies and the boss, come back, level up, go on and repeat, right? So it's not as difficult as a Diablo, but it does offer a challenge, and the gameplay feels good. There's really nothing too negative to say about the game. Again, the story is serviceable, but nothing memorable. But if you're looking for a different take on a Diablo game, this is good. And it's on sale on Amazon now, right, for $30. So it's a pretty good deal. Check it out. Like I said, I like games that combine surprising genres and gameplay together, and this game certainly does that too. This is Little Witch Noeta, and it's a third-person action-adventure RPG, and it also has Souls-like and third-person shooter mechanics to it. So I'm not going to get into the story at all, but you can't expect a Elden Ring, Dark Souls quality level here, but this game does a really respectable job at the mechanics and the gameplay. It's got a respectable loot and upgrade system. It's about 15-20 hours to complete, and it offers a fun journey. I looked this one up today too, and it is on sale right now on Amazon for $40. So I'll give you a little gameplay here, see what you think. Last game I have for today is a game that has been out for a few years, but just recently got a physical release, and that's Revita. This is an action platform roguelite, and he plays this girl who, surprise, doesn't have her memories, and she's at this subway metro station. And the cycle of this game is that you take an elevator up through about 12 levels, and you go floor by floor with combat with enemies. You take the elevator up to the next level, all the way up to a boss. And at the tops of these towers, you hope to restore your memories. About halfway through a tower, you'll come to a merchant, and you find treasure chests in that that provide upgrades for your current run. The interesting part of this game is that health is your currency, so you have to do a risk reward here of, do you want to spend some of your life for whatever that upgrade is. If you die during your run, it's back to the hub world, and you lose all of the upgrades in that you acquired during the run. When you're at the hub world, though, and you upgrade your character there, those are passive abilities, and those stay. So it's a tough game, like any roguelite, and as you play and you level up your character, it gets a little easier. So the risk reward in this game is interesting. There's characters that you come across that are trapped in rooms, and they offer you upgrades, or like an in-game event where there's a boss that you have to take out, and then those characters go down to the hub world. There's a lot of roguelikes, but this one offers that interesting mechanic, and there's a lot of secrets to find, and there's over 100 boss and enemy types to find in your encounters in this, so good amount of replay. Here's some gameplay. That is it for Volume 12. Thanks so much for watching. If you like the content, please consider to like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel so we can share these games with other people that love collecting physical games like you and I. So until the next episode, take care.